LeBron James is worth more than $1.2 billion. But here's the strange part. His NBA salary alone can't explain it. Over 22 seasons, LeBron earned more than $580 million from basketball. So where did the other $600 million come from? It wasn't one investment. It wasn't one business. It wasn't even Nike. It was a series of decisions that turned every dollar he earned into another dollar. Today, we're going to rebuild LeBron James' fortune from zero to over $1.2 billion. Dollar by dollar. The first $20 million are always the hardest, because at that stage, nobody knows if you're the future or just another talented rookie. In 2003, LeBron James entered the NBA with more expectations than any player before him. The Cleveland Cavaliers selected him with the first overall pick, signing him to a rookie contract worth approximately $19 million over 4 years. That became his first source of wealth. Not overnight. The money arrived paycheck by paycheck. Before he even played his first professional game, another opportunity appeared. Nike wanted him. So did Adidas. So did Reebok. Reebok reportedly offered the biggest immediate payday. Nike offered something different, a 7-year deal worth roughly $90 million. LeBron believed Nike would become the biggest sports brand in the world. He accepted. That decision would shape the rest of his career. Soon after, Upper Deck signed him to an exclusive memorabilia deal, worth an estimated $1 million per year, plus a reported $1 million signing bonus. Then came Sprite, Powerade, local appearances, trading cards, public events. Suddenly, LeBron wasn't earning money from basketball alone. He was earning money because he was LeBron James. On paper, he had already signed well over $100 million in contracts. But contracts aren't net worth. The NBA paid him over several seasons. Nike paid him over 7 years. Endorsements arrived year after year. Then came taxes, agents, managers, training, travel, living expenses, helping family. When everything was added and everything was deducted, LeBron's personal fortune was estimated at around $20 million. Not bad for a 22-year-old. But here's what makes this story different. Those first $20 million didn't make LeBron a billionaire. They gave him the capital to become one. Because the next decision would teach him that signing contracts wasn't enough. If he wanted to build real wealth, he had to own something, not just promote it. By 2007, LeBron James was no longer just an NBA superstar. He had become one of the most valuable brands in sports. His rookie contract ended, and Cleveland rewarded him with a new extension worth approximately $60 million over 3 years. His NBA income was growing fast, but something else was growing even faster. His commercial value. Every company wanted access to LeBron's image. Coca-Cola renewed its partnership. McDonald's signed him to promote its biggest campaigns, State Farm, Baskin-Robbins, Samsung, and several other global brands joined the list. Unlike his rookie years, LeBron was no longer accepting almost every offer. His team became selective. Instead of chasing the highest number of deals, they focused on the highest quality partnerships. That strategy made each endorsement worth even more. By the end of the decade, LeBron was earning tens of millions of dollars every year away from basketball. Then came the biggest move of his career. In 2010, he announced the decision and left Cleveland to join the Miami Heat. Fans were furious. Sponsors were nervous. Some experts predicted his brand would collapse. Instead, the opposite happened. LeBron reached 4 straight NBA Finals, won 2 championships, and became the most recognizable basketball player on the planet. Success on the court made every commercial partnership more valuable. More television exposure, more jersey sales, more international fans, more companies willing to pay premium prices to work with him. By the time he returned to Cleveland, LeBron had earned well over $300 million from salaries and endorsements combined. His estimated net worth had climbed to around $200 million. Most athletes would have stopped there. A few more contracts, a few more championships, retire comfortably. But LeBron had started asking a different question. What happens when basketball ends? The answer would change his fortune forever. Instead of renting out his image, he decided to start owning the businesses behind it. By 2011, LeBron had already earned hundreds of millions of dollars. But almost all of it came from selling his time and his image. Then he started buying ownership. His first major win came with Beats by Dre. Instead of taking a traditional endorsement fee, LeBron accepted equity. When Apple acquired Beats for $3 billion in 2014, his stake reportedly earned him around $30 million. One investment. One payday. Almost equal to an entire NBA contract. Then came Blaze Pizza. In 2012, LeBron walked away from a McDonald's endorsement worth roughly $15 million. Most people thought he was crazy. Instead, he invested about $1 million into a fast-growing pizza chain. As Blaze expanded across the United States, the value of his stake multiplied many times over. Years later, it was estimated to be worth around $40 million. Two decisions. An estimated $70 million created outside basketball. That changed everything. LeBron realized the biggest money wasn't in advertising products. It was in owning them. By the mid-2010s, his estimated fortune had grown to roughly $300 million. For the first time, his investments were creating wealth almost as fast as his NBA career. And his biggest investment was still to come. LeBron no longer wanted to invest in other people's companies. He wanted to build his own. In 2020, his media company SpringHill merged with other businesses to create the SpringHill Company. Instead of simply appearing in movies and commercials, LeBron now owned the company producing them. Films, TV shows, brand campaigns, digital content. Everything generated revenue far beyond basketball. Just 1 year later, SpringHill was valued at approximately $725 million. LeBron wasn't the sole owner, but his stake alone was worth well over $100 million. At the same time, another investment kept quietly growing. Back in 2011, LeBron had accepted a small ownership stake in Fenway Sports Group instead of cash. That gave him exposure to assets like the Boston Red Sox, Liverpool FC, and later the Pittsburgh Penguins. As the value of the group increased, so did the value of his shares. Without playing a single extra game, his wealth continued to grow. By the early 2020s, LeBron's estimated fortune had reached around $700 million. For the first time, his businesses were contributing almost as much as basketball itself. The billion-dollar mark was no longer a dream. It was simply a matter of time. In 2022, LeBron James became the first active NBA player to reach billionaire status. It wasn't because of one massive contract or one perfect investment. It was the combination of everything. More than $500 million earned from NBA salaries. Hundreds of millions from Nike, including a lifetime deal that continues to generate income. Tens of millions from equity investments like Beats and Blaze Pizza, a media company worth hundreds of millions. Ownership in Fenway Sports Group, and a portfolio of real estate and private investments. LeBron didn't rely on basketball to make him rich. Basketball created the opportunities. Ownership created the fortune. That's the lesson. Most athletes sell their talent. LeBron used his talent to buy assets that kept paying him long after the final whistle. That's why, even when his NBA career ends, his wealth can continue growing. Because today, LeBron James doesn't just earn money. He owns the businesses that make it. And that's how a teenager from Akron, Ohio, built one of the greatest fortunes in sports history. So, where does LeBron James' fortune really come from? Not from basketball alone. Basketball opened the first door. Nike built a global brand. Equity investments multiplied his money. SpringHill turned his reputation into a business. Fenway Sports Group gave him ownership in world-class sports franchises. Each decision added another layer of wealth. That's why LeBron didn't just become one of the highest-paid athletes in history. He became one of the smartest. Because millionaires work for money. Billionaires make money work for them. If you enjoyed breaking down LeBron's fortune dollar by dollar, subscribe. And let me know in the comments, whose fortune should we rebuild next?